Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here. Welcome back to Union Cross and another Organization 13 event. We got Luxord this month, the Gambler, and honestly, his medal suits for what he is. So, a couple things about this medal before we jump in. It is not here in Global yet. I'm going to be reviewing the JP side of it. Nothing's going to change about that, but the banner might change. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the banner as well, seeing as they keep repeating themselves on certain medals, but they also added something different on the skills. So let's jump in and look at Luxord and what he's got for us. So, Luxord Plus Kai version. He deals 7 hits for 1 turn. He buffs your strength by 7, reverse strength by 7, and your magic strength by 7. So buff wise, he's got what you need to get through the quest. As for everything else though, there's nothing else. There's no debuffs, there's no guild percentage, there's nothing, and he has a 50% chance of being a critical hit. What does this mean? Right here, his base attack that he will always do unless that 50% is a crit is 38.61. If he hits a crit, he's doing 57.62, which makes him the king of damage in the game right now, and he is a reverse magic, and there's not a lot of reverse magics in the game. So it goes really nicely with his quote. In the JP version, they have voice, and his quote says, "Look who's on top of the game." Luxord. Luxord is on top, guys. He's actually 57.62 compared to the high score challenge medals going at 53.66. Eventually, we're going to be seeing this cap. We've been waiting for it. We knew high score challenge weren't the best because they weren't that different than some VIP medals. We're at 50. 53 is a big jump, but here is the next big jump. Now, usually, when it comes to a 50% medal like Setzer or the previous Luxords, that big jump is kind of far compared to the medals that will be coming out. We might be seeing 56s, we might be seeing 57s exactly, or 56.5. 57.6, I feel he's still going to be like one of the strongest tier 8s for quite a while. I could be wrong about that, but with the 50% chance of that activating, it's pretty incredible. Now, that whole gambling thing, the game's already full of RNG on top of RNG. How much do you really want to risk your damage on that 50% chance? There's no way of increasing it. I'm pretty sure crit perk on your avatar, you can't do anything about that. I believe 50% is the max. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. Does your clothes that have critical perk, does that actually affect this medal? I don't think so. I think it's only for swipes. I could be wrong though, and that's what you guys are there for as well, to back me up when I'm wrong. So, he does cost 7 SP, which is really big, so he needs that attack boost max with SP gauge. He is random, which is going to go along with his new event that just came out, because you guys are probably going to need a times 7 buffer for that event. And he does have 3 trait slots. So, besides that, 6-star version is just a weaker version. Less attack, less multiplier, nothing different. You don't see nothing increased on the reverse because he's at max already. Unless they raise the buff cap, that might change to 10 eventually. How does he compare? Why would you take the risk of 50% damage over other tier 8s? Now, one thing I talked about before is that right now we're in a weird position in Union Cross where negative 60 traits are needed. Like, they're really needed because the amount of enemies' defense compared to the amount of damage we can dish out is not enough to go over their defense. Eventually, when we get attack boost 8, when we get higher multipliers, when we get more strength, bigger sub slots, negative 60 traits aren't going to be needed as much because our metal strength is going to be so much higher that we're going to start doing damage again. We're going to stop doing ones and start doing real damage. So Luxord is kind of the first metal there to show us that the multipliers are increasing. Attack boost 8 max should be coming out. We have attack boost 8 already, and we're getting sub slots of tier 6s and 7s. So we should be shifting into a place where not every metal on your Keyblade needs a negative 60. No matter what though, a negative 60 on the highest tier enemies is always going to do better because you're just taking away 60% of the enemy's defense. But that's just something to think about. That 57.62, he's still probably going to do really good on the proper slots, even without negative 60. I think we're going to test it out. We're probably not at that point yet. We'll probably have to hit the 60 multipliers for these level 5,000 enemies, but we'll see what happens. But why would you risk that 38 compared to 57? Well, compared to other magic medals, guys, if we take his 38.76, he sits right between Donald and Envy here. And that is pretty good. When you look at other magic medals, let's say your Prime Illustrated Roxas. You guys know how much damage you're doing with your Roxas. This metal's been helping you guys. I've been showing you videos of this Prime metal doing really good. He's tier 5 and his max multiplier is 35.90 when he's facing one enemy, where Luxord's multiplier is at 38.61, worst case scenario if you never get that 50% because you have bad RNG. He is stronger than Roxas, so that's a comparison right there, guys. He's stronger than this, he's stronger than this, and he's stronger than everything else you see down here. So all these magic metals he's doing better than. So that's not bad. But when you compare it to something like Demix, whose small multiplier is 40.95 on turn 1 and just gets bigger every time you go into there to guarantee damage after, even Demix is still stronger than him. It's that 50% chance of that 57.62 actually landing that will make a huge difference. In PvP, I wouldn't want to take that risk, but in the current meta of PvP that we have, it's not that bad, especially being a reverse magic. We don't really have a lot of reverse magic metals to begin with. So let me organize this reverse magic. Here's our options. So our top 3 metals is Luxord, Demix, and the Prime Roxas over here. So those are the 3 best. Even at the lowest multiplier, he is the second best metal to be in the game for reverse magic. Everything else drops down to 32, 31s, and then 28, as you guys can see. So he's sitting pretty good even at his lowest. Just like I talked about Demix, still a really good multiplier. But again, these are tier 8s, and when it comes to tier 8 7-star fairies, I just really don't recommend that kind of stuff. He is random target, and that event that he has is about to be a pain in the ass because of that. Shouldn't be too bad, but if you're really new and you don't have a lot of random target metals, we're going to talk about that in a second as well. So is he a pull or is he a skip? After looking through all of this, guys, in all honesty, if you get him as a 6-star, okay. Should you make him to a 7-star? I don't think so. You could reset quest over and over. If you're playing PvE content, you can just reset a quest as many times as you want. You don't have to get out of the quest and go back in. You don't have to have 0 AP. Just close the app, turn it back on, and keep trying the quest until he nails that 50% every turn you need him to. So 3 times. First turn, HP recovery, and second chance. If you're using defense boost 4 maxes to stay alive, then probably a couple more times. But just like in the past where we didn't have attack boost maxes, we had to kept on closing the app, turn it back on, closing the app, turn it back on until our attack boost 5s activated, or 4 or 3s. Most of you guys don't even know what we're talking about because back then maxes weren't everywhere. Not every metal had a max, so we actually had to reset the quest a whole bunch of times. Maxes weren't handed out like candy like they are now. So in a way, you could do that. If you're a patient person, you could have a very powerful metal right now, but that's up to you guys. It's an okay metal. It's the best attacking metal in the game. Even for magic, it's the second strongest magic metal, reverse magic metal in the game. So you can't go wrong even on the lowest multiplier. But like I said, he's just the beginning of those new multipliers. He's just the beginning of something coming around the corner. Now, I can say that about every metal, but with him having 50% chance, I'd rather have a metal that's solid and always doing the same constant damage. So that's up to you guys. If you guys do pull for him and you go into PvP right now, you're probably going to dominate it because nothing else will stand in his way. You get traits like no tomorrow on this, and yeah, so you could easily dominate those reverse keyblades and have more power than someone else because of that. So that is something that's going to affect PvP this week. Take that into consideration. Let's talk about random metals in the game. How many random metals are in the game? Because his quest, you can only use random metals, and the friend metal has to be random as well. And this is all there is for random metals. By release order as well, I could do that for you guys. By release order. So it's going to be kind of hard for a lot of new players, especially players that skipped out on something like Syx. You're going to have a little bit of an issue. Someone who doesn't buy VIPs, you're going to have an issue because most of the VIP metals do have the buffs and debuffs that other metals don't have. If your friend has a Syx for this quest though, it is 3 turns and it gives you reverse strength up, power strength up. You got that ×7 general strength, which you need. And then of course you get -2 down on the enemy by 3rd turn, you have -6. So a friend Syx might really help you out on this quest. Or if you have your own Syx, even at a 6-star, he has all those buffs and debuffs. He just won't do as much damage as a 7-star, which doesn't matter because he'll be taking care of your other metals. He'll be your Kyrie or Shion as a free-to-play player if you guys were able to beat the event or if you pulled for him at that time. So It's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure, guys. I'm going to do my best to help you out with this, but I just want to show you this is all the random medals in the game from the newest to the oldest if you want to pause and look at it and see what you guys got, but you can also check that in game. Now, let's jump into the game itself and let's talk about something. One thing down below under my game, that way, right in the bottom, you'll see Luxord's JP banner. In that JP banner, they've got guaranteed reprints of HD Zack, Riku Prime, Armor of the Masters. You got The World Ends With You, Pete, Leon, Black Coat, Riku, Final Form, Sora. All of these tier 7s that are basically, they're not outdated because some of them AoEs are really, really good. It's just that we've been getting the same kind of like tier 7s for quite a while. I like Black Coat Riku, I like Final Form Sora. They're really good. They sit on the fairy stars very nicely as AoE medals. They'll help you out. But as we get through the games, the AoE medals keep getting better and better. But what's interesting about this banner is that each reprint / Luxord Kai comes with one of the following skills attached to it. So all these medals have a chance of, or not a chance, they come with one. But in this list, I believe Sleep EX2 Max has come out before on a previous banner. I forget which one in JP, but in Global it hasn't hit yet. So maybe this is going to be the first time we're going to see Sleep EX2 Max. Now, maybe it's in Global already and I totally missed it. That's a possibility, so correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. But each medal has a chance of having a Poison EX2 Max, a Paralysis EX2 Max, or Sleep EX2 Max. So the banner itself, if I can grab myself another Poison, I can finally get the Poison off my Psyx and put it on someone else and start using Psyx as an attacking medal. That's pretty interesting. Also, I could put that on anyone. The Sleep EX2 Max is very good as well, but it has to be on a medal before 2 other attacks to actually work out. Where Poison is just great. Paralysis is just great. Paralysis and Poison are my 2 favorite for PvP. I don't use the triple threat strategy. I use the Poison guaranteed, and then I use Paralysis on my last turn to paralyze the guy 100% because of the pet slot. Unless they have traits. Besides that, there's a bunch of like defense boost maxes, attack boost maxes, and lux maxes. Plus a triple threat, I believe, there as well. It says status EX2, which might be triple threat 2. I could be wrong, correct me again, but that is really interesting to see that there. So, I wanted some of that background music there. Aqua's background music is amazing. So, a couple things I want to show you again is that the random medals in my game, like I said, this is my main account, and this is basically what I have for random medals. So your random medals is probably gonna look very, very low. You can't really use anything else in that, and I just want to say I'm gonna try my best for a guide. It shouldn't be too hard. Some people are saying they're passing without -60s and they're just putting their random medals on there. Most likely 7 stars, higher sub slots are gonna benefit a lot of people, and of course -60 also gonna help. But when the event comes to global, we'll talk about it. I'll go through all of it with you guys. I'll do my live stream, or I'll just do my event guide. A couple things you guys want to take a note. Not these, but avatar boards. Today's the last day for the Pete avatar boards. 4 hours left. If you guys haven't purchased it, it does have really good skills in it, but like I said, attack boost 8 maxes should be coming around the corner. When I say the corner, it might be 2 weeks, maybe less, who knows, but this does have 7 maxes and they don't go out. This costs 2,500 gems, has 7 max SP gauge 0 plus your Lux plus for 7 max, and second chance 4 for any newcomers to the game. Second chance 4 is very important. Altogether, skill perks in here and everything else that you pretty much need, because avatar boards are very important. That is pretty much everything though, guys. That is Luxord's event. Luxord's, well, I didn't really cover the event. I just told you what's going to be happening for what kind of medals you can use, but that's the Luxord medal. Let me know what you think of him. If you guys are playing JP right now, did you pull? What traits did you get? Is he good? Are you having fun with him? I'm not a fan of the 50%, but again, like I said, it all depends how you play, how much patience you have for resets, and also the RNG on your side. He can turn out really good. Just in PvP, I wouldn't really trust that 50%. But again, 38 multiplier is the strongest reverse magic, second strongest reverse magic medal in the game. So it's gonna do good in PvP, even if it doesn't hit that 50%. So he is gonna dominate for this week until future reverse magic comes out. And if they don't come out with anything stronger for reverse magic, then he's gonna be rocking it for quite a while, guys. That's just a little something I want to throw on the end there. If you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.